Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, give all praise to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who is wisdom, who is Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahushai. Pray that the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past in order to understand the events that are currently happening on the earth. So we get a much better understanding of things that are soon to come on the earth. I was watching a video this morning by Malcolm, and he was talking about this video right here. I wanted to kind of present it to the family, said because this information right here is just absolutely mind-blowing. It's funny how, even between these Gentiles, they think that they're smarter. They think that because, they make more money or they invest in gold and Bitcoin, things like that they are somehow excluded from the punishment. See, they'll admit that America is done as long as they seem to think that they can weasel their way out of punishment. They seem to think they can weasel their way out of them having to pay as well. They can seem as if they, can, get themselves out of, pay their way out of destruction and death. I said, but that's okay. You're going to see how this guy right here, Robert Kiyosaki, talks about how America is done. He gives numbers. He gives a lot of information where we've been saying it from a spiritual, point of view. This guy's saying it from the carnal point of view, from the money, the lack thereof, the policies, and how they have pretty much destroyed America. But see, they go to the whole point of, well, America is done, so therefore it's all going to be destroyed. The reason that it's done is because our punishment is over. You see how everything is coinciding with our punishment being over. They're talking about how, this guy right here is talking about how COVID, was the big event that made it so that it was actually the death of the dollar, and that it's been hidden with COVID. Well, ultimately, it's the Most High saying game over. It's the Most High pulling their card. It's the Most High who's doing all of this. See, that's one thing that all these Gentiles seem to always forget. They always make it sound like it's, the Fed doing this, the banks doing that. It's the Most High telling them on the left, clean up your mess. Destroy all that you have built. Your run is over. Now, see, they keep talking about America, America, America. I said America was, the fatted cow that everyone has been eating off of. And when America is done, which means you're not allowed to come back over here, you're not allowed to actually, steal our resources, steal our labor. That means it's the end for the other nations as well. Let's listen to a little bit of the video. We'll kind of stop it and kind of go through it a little bit as he talks. But like I say, he makes a lot of great points.
When I was in my 20s, that's when I started buying gold and silver. And today, I'm still buying gold and silver. And nothing's changed. I just don't trust my government. If you trust your government, have a good time.
Yeah, and that's the
lying scumbags, what they are.
See, they were lying scumbags before when you guys were making money. I said, but now that you can't make any more money, now you want to expose them. Before, when you guys were making money, you had no problem keeping quiet. This guy's made money hand over fist, and he likes to brag about that. He talks about how the Fed, the president of the Fed makes $200,000 a year. And he talks about how he can make that in a week. But you see, that's because he's put his faith in his money. He thinks that his money is going to save him. But while he was making all that money, he had no problem keeping quiet or just telling a little bit of the secrets, but still taking advantage of the system.
And, this has happened throughout history. This is not the only time this has happened. It happened I think what this marks to me is the end of the American Empire. And because that's what happened with the end of the Roman Empire. And what happened at the end of the Roman Empire, the leaders of Rome debased the currency. They were taking silver coins and gold coins, they were filing them and melting them and doing all these goofy things. They were fighting wars. We're still fighting wars that we couldn't afford. They couldn't afford. And they started taxing the worker. And back in Roman times, the worker was the farmer or the yeoman. And so the government, those fat asses up there, were just taxing the crap out of the worker. And pretty soon the worker says, why should I work? Because, I've got to just keep giving my money to the government. And pretty soon they call them Roman circuses, so they're the big coliseums, and they were feeding lions, people to lions and all that other stuff. Today we have the Super Bowl and the March Madness, and everything's the same, it's the same. So your question is a very important question because it's not a simple answer, but my concern is it is the end of the American Empire. Yeah. And very simply is because...
Girls, hold on real fast. Yes. Talking about, the dainties of life being taken away, the distractions. And that they pretty much just been they've been working so hard to get football and basketball and baseball back on television because they're trying to keep the people asleep. And this is true. But this is all part of, getting ready, the Most High getting ready to restore the lands, to restore the Most High's chosen people, keeping everyone asleep. That's what's going on. And the Most High talked about that, definitely in Jacob 5 in the Book of Mormon, about how as we grow, he is going to definitely be getting the others, the wicked, off the land. This is all, all of this is all working for the release of the Most High's chosen people. And the only way that they can do this right now is, not see everything crumbling around them, is just like they did during the Roman times, by giving these people, distractions. And back then in the Roman Colosseums, it was Jake being, thrown to the lions and destroyed for entertainment for the masses. What's different today? Now we got Jake out here, getting this money in order for them to play these games, in order for them to distract the masses. Nothing has changed. That's why it's so important to know the past in order to understand what's happening right now. This place is collapsing. But they want to think it's just, they're going to give their reasons as to why it's collapsing. But you see, not any of these people are using scripture. None of these people will talk about the Most High's chosen people, because the Most High's chosen people are the true timepiece. As things work with them, it affects the entire world. As we have awakened, as the Most High has awakened us, it has now debased the entire society of the world. They're being, exposed to be the zombies that they are. And the Most High is raising up his people to be the light of the world, as they should have been in the first place. Let's continue.
Our Federal Reserve Bank, our Treasury, and our government has messed up the U.S. dollar so much that they have to find a way to keep people happy. And so they want to just, quote unquote, print money, which they are doing. Yeah. So the stimulus money they print, everybody says, oh, God, it's because they shut the economy down and this and that. Everybody says, yeah, so they're going to give me PPP and all of this stuff. So just remember this, that money comes from production. Yeah. And when we pay people not to produce, which is PPP and all that, we just pay them not to revolt.
Right there. Paying people not to revolt, because they don't realize how screwed they are. They're only talking about the carnal, part of how they're screwed over. They're only talking about the money and how they're screwed over as far as the system is concerned. They haven't even told you guys about how you're screwed over spiritually. They haven't told you that you have pretty much ignored the Most High's chosen people in order for you to get this filthy lucre for a short amount of time. You're just barely letting you guys know about how you've been screwed over here in this reality. You haven't even been told that you've been enjoying the Most High's chosen people being destroyed in order for you to get a little bit of fame and fortune here in this reality, and that you're going to have to pay now for what was done to the Most High's chosen people. See, they're not even touching. That's even worse. That's even much worse than just, hey, yeah, you're not going to get a pension. Oh, yeah, all the stuff that you guys bought is worthless now. Oh, yeah, now your money is worthless. Oh, you thought you were going to be able to, things were going to get better? No, it's not. See, that's just the beginning. See, I guess it gets worse. It talks about that in the Apocalypse of Elijah, how people are going to be so upset when they find out the truth. How they find out that they have been actually destroying the Most High's chosen jewels. All for what? They're going to find out that they've been fooled into worshiping a fake God, worshiping Good Times Jesus. So like I said, so now people are slowly realizing that this reality is a wrap. They haven't even been exposed to the fact that their religions are garbage. What do you think is going to happen then? When they realize that, everything that they believed is a lie. See, right now they're paying people not to work. That's huge. Paying people not to work. Let's listen to that part one more time because it's really important.
And when we pay people not to produce, which is PPP and all that, we just pay them not to revolt. And that's what happened during the Roman times. And so that's why I say it's the end of the American empire, because our money is corrupt. So that's basically it. Now, would I take the money? Absolutely. We're talking about, don't fight the government, don't fight the Fed, don't fight politics. If they're going to give me $1,000, I'll take it, but I would convert it into either gold, silver, or Bitcoin. And the more the government pay, and this is globally, it's not just the U.S. or it's not a racial thing.
Yeah, they always try to throw that out there. It's not a racial thing. Hey, it is a racial thing. You owe the Most High's people racially, because you guys have, separated us, made laws against us, set up an entire system against us, and now at the end, it's not a racial thing. Yes, it is. Most High's coming back for his people, so it is a racial thing. You guys don't get to just throw out, this isn't a racial thing. Yes, it is, because you guys have been racially destroying our people and ignoring it the entire time. So it's not a racial thing, in my opinion. It's a racial thing in the Most High's opinion, in his word. Because he said he's coming back for his people. He's coming back to set his people back on top. So it is a racial thing.
It's paying everybody not to work today, because the monetary system is coming apart. But you've got to be smarter than the government, which is not that hard to do. And it's just coming apart right now. And like when the Fed talks about stimulus checks, well, the only people that get rich are Bezos and Zuckerberg.
So if it's not racial, how come it's always the top? It's always the Gentiles that are getting rich. It's always certain people, and they always seem to look alike. But you keep on saying things are not racial. See, they talk about, these guys are putting their faith in, well, if they're going to give us money, I'm going to buy gold and silver and Bitcoin. So they don't talk about the Most High. They're still talking about trying to set themselves up so when everything recovers in the future, they'll be on top. You haven't got it yet, buddy. Your time on top is a wrap. It's done. That's why the Most High is destroying everything that they know.
They got all that money for free. It goes into them via BlackRock, a hedge fund, and it goes straight into Wall Street. And then the guys who own Facebook and Amazon get richer. You see, every time you get a hot little dollar or a peso or a yen or a yuan in your hand, you have the power to determine what you do with it.
Now, it's just funny because they make it sound like this is something new, that the Gentiles, the ones on top, the Edomites, seem to always benefit from getting free money. Like it's something new, like they just discovered this. What happened when you guys got here? You guys got an entire continent for free. You got resources for free. You got so used to getting things for free, you had to make up a new currency in the 70s and take the money off of the gold standard because you guys are so used to things being free. You had to so you could just make up fiat currency so you could just print money because you're used to free stuff. But then, as you're like usual, they accuse others of what they're already doing. They make it sound as if the Hebrews wanting, restitution is asking for a handout when these guys have been giving handouts to each other this entire time. The hypocrisy is off the charts.
Yeah.
And so, when I was in my 20s, that's when I started buying gold and silver. And today, I'm still buying gold and silver. And nothing's changed. I just don't trust my government. If you trust your government, have a good time.
Yeah, and that's the
lying scumbags, what they are. Yeah, UBI is a small part of it. What they're doing is they're propping up zombies. And zombies are companies that are mismanaged. Like Hertz right now is completely bankrupt. Boeing is bankrupt. The cruise ships are bankrupt. Ford's bankrupt. And the Fed, the Treasury, and Wall Street keep propping them up. Well, it makes it harder for your generation. Like I always said to you, the millennials, man, you guys have been screwed. Oh, Jesus, you've been screwed.
I mean, this dude is just sitting here just laughing at this generation. He doesn't even care about you guys. Oh, you guys have been screwed. Hey, brother, you've been screwed too. It wasn't just them that gotten screwed. He's gotten screwed too, but he hasn't got the memo yet. He thinks he's going to just fly away and run away because he's got some money. The Most High is going to send the angels after him too. So just like I said, they're sitting here laughing about others individuals and how they're screwed. Yeah, you're screwed too. Your money's not going to mean anything.
Really has been.
We had it easy.
What else is going to come our way? Scary.
What else is going to come your way? Well, you're going to find out pretty soon that your religion, not only did these people lie to you about your environment, about your cities, about everything about this country and the money. They've lied to you about who are the real chosen people. They've lied to you about religion. They've lied to you about absolutely everything. So this young lady has no idea. She's still talking about trying to invest in the future and when things come back around, how try to set themselves up for a better time. Your better times are in your rear view mirror. Going forward, there are no better times. Not for you guys, anyway.
So, but that's why I'm always happy to talk to you. I'll give you my point of view because it's other people that say, well, I deserve that money. If the rich are getting the money, so should I. So, well, you can justify it all you want, but it's still up to you what you're going to do with the money. Guy. What you're going to do with your future.
Making it
and there's
rain.
A war on in politics, war in China. Chinese government's going to shut down Hong Kong. And, it's a monetary war, which is why I always ask the question, why doesn't school teach us about money? It's not an accident, but for some reason I was one of those geeky kids that's what I studied. Okay.
See, and that's true. Schools don't teach about money, but schools also don't teach the truth about history. They don't teach the truth about the Most High's chosen people. They don't teach the truth about the lands. Everything has been set up to be a lie. So at the end, when things are, becoming focus, there's going to be a whole lot of upset and terrorized people.
I kept asking, when am I going to learn about money? And my teacher gave me some religious answer about the love of money being the root of all evil. And I said, it may be evil to you, but I like to have some, So now it's all coming apart at the seams. So gold, silver, Bitcoin, they're not the answer.
And so the guy admits that that's not the answer, but still that's the answer that they give. They, like I said, they don't have any beliefs. They don't talk about the Most High. They're still worrying about and depending on the carnal aspect, and trying to survive carnally, trying to survive here in this reality, thinking that they're going to still remain on top. You're not going to be able to buy your way out of this ass whooping that's coming. We were not able to. When you guys got here, our people were rich. Our people were very wealthy. Moctezuma had plenty of money. Did that stop the destruction? No. The Incas had a lot of money. Did that stop their death and destruction from coming? No. But see, that's part of history that they've hidden. They made it sound like they were just, running around here naked with nothing. These people were wealthy and they got destroyed because it doesn't matter how much money you have. They tried to run to the hills, just like these people talking about trying to run to their bug out locations. Did that help? Nope. So all the things that you guys are trying to do and what you guys are worried about has already been done. And it didn't work for our people, and it's not going to work, and it's not going to work for yours.
But they're kind of an insurance policy against the incompetence of our leaders.
I want to go ahead and exit real quick so you guys can see the channel here. Okay, give credit here to the channel. Informed Few right there. So if you guys want to go and find the video and check it out yourself, here it is right there from Informed Few. That's the name of the video right there. Okay. Said we are living in some amazing times. In another video he was doing, I think the same kind of interview, he was talking about, so I can remember here, how the pensions, just kind of show you how he called it the crash in March 2020, and how it's just absolutely destroying, how it just shows that we're bankrupt. He said that before March of 2020, that the retirements of police, firefighters, and teachers was funded at 16%. So only $16 out of every $100 was actually funded for the retirements of teachers, firefighters, and police officers. He said after the crash of March of 2020, that number was now 6%. So now only $6 out of every $100 for police, firefighters, and teachers' retirements was even funded. Shows they're broke. They're already broke. He was also talking about the GDP and to the debt ratio. That now, he says, pretty much when debt gets to about 90% of GDP, you're bankrupt. He says our GDP to debt ratio right now is 115%. So we're already past being bankrupt. So he's just giving more numbers and more understanding about where we are as a country. And he says that once, he thinks that when COVID comes back, I'm like, well, COVID never left, but okay. So when COVID comes back, it's going to, already destroy a dollar that already has lost its value. So just, I'll just bring in this video, just kind of talk a little bit about it, because it was absolutely amazing to sit there and hear him talk, hear what he had to say, and just laughing at this generation as if like he thinks he's immune to what's coming, which he's not. Because everyone that's not under the coverage of the Most High is going to get it. Because that's what the Most High says. It has nothing to do with my opinion. This is what's in Scripture. This is what's in other scriptures. This is all over the scriptures that's been hidden. Just amazing times that we're living in, brethren. All praise is to the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who was wisdom, who was the Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.